Hello, wrestling fans, boxing fans, and everybody out there. It's me again, Whyte, wrestling and boxing forever. Like I said before, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. This is my boxing video. So, let's talk about it. Dillian Whyte gets a gift decision over Jermaine Franklin. Jermaine Franklin is an American heavyweight, short, stocky, fast hands. He gave Dillian Whyte all kinds of problems, but they gave the decision to Dillian Whyte. Now, this doesn't put Jermaine Franklin in a bad spot. What it does, his stock went through the roof just because of his performance. Now, this puts him in the conversation for a potential opponent for Anthony Joshua. This leaves the door open for a rematch with Dillian Whyte. Jermaine Franklin said he was open to a rematch with Dillian Whyte if he was willing to do so. So, Jermaine Franklin, even though he lost, he's kind of in a good situation right now because it could lead to a rematch with Dillian Whyte. It possibly lead to Anthony Joshua. A potential opponent for Anthony Joshua. Now, Eddie Hearn talks about making the fight between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, which is one of the biggest fights in heavyweight boxing. But, like I said before, I don't think it's going to have the steam that it once had. Like, there was one point in time where this fight was the most talked about, the most hyped up fight. Wilder's got to fight Joshua. Joshua's got to fight Wilder. There's all this talk about ducking and blah, blah, blah. So, but that fight never got made. Both of these men have tasted defeat. Both men knows what it's like to lose. So now that both men have tasted defeat and they know what it's like to lose, I'd like to see where their head is at. Like after that, Deontay Wilder gets a one-punch knockout over Robert Helenius, and Anthony Joshua loses to Alexander Usyk for a second time. So it's going to be real interesting to see. Now, Anthony Joshua, like I said, he's young in the sport still. I think, in my own personal opinion, I just think that they were working Anthony Joshua too hard. They put him in there with top level boxers from start to finish, and I think Joshua just ran out of steam. Now, I'm not saying that he's not a good fighter. I mean, he's a two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. So he's not done, like he's not at the tail end of his career, no. He's still in his prime, and he can still make some noise in the heavyweight division. But where does Anthony Joshua go from here? Could it be a third fight with Andy Ruiz? Could it be a fight with Wilder? Could it be Jermaine Franklin? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now, I don't even like talking about this dude. I don't like the Charlos. I don't like either one of them. But Big Brother Charlo, the one at middleweight, he got face to face with Bivol. Dimitri Bivol. I think I said his name right. Forgive me if I did. Now all of a sudden he wants to fight him at 168 and da-da-da-da-da. First of all, the only reason why Charlo became middleweight champion is because Canelo took franchise champion, and he was given that championship. He was gifted that championship. He was presented with that championship. This is the same guy who got called out by Danny Jacobs and did nothing. He was talking crap about Danny Jacobs and, he was just talking crap about a lot of boxers and nothing came of it. Danny Jacobs, Demetrius Andre, and he really wanted that Canelo fight, but Dimitri, Mr. Bivol, he put that to rest. This is the same guy. This is the same guy who fought Dennis Hogan, Brandon Adams, and called them a legacy fight. This is the same guy who claimed that he had a back injury, got on IG or whatever, telling Oscar De La Hoya to kiss his behind, and he didn't look too good. He did not look too good. And so I don't care nothing about what the Charlos are talking about. Nothing. The WBC, to steal some words from Joe, the WBC to me should strip him right now. Strip him of the WBC middleweight title because he hasn't done anything with it since he was given the belt. You were gifted that belt, you were given that belt, and you made nothing out of it. You did nothing with it. Nothing. And you're talking about fighting Dimitri Bivol, Danny Jacobs, Demetrius Andre, Caleb Plant, Anthony Durrell. Like there's some names at middleweight that he could have fought. Like my man Bruce Bain said, shouts out to Bruce Bain, shouts out to Counterpunch Boxing, and Sporting Icons, and Mr. Heavyweight Boxing Today. Shouts out to all of you. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I hope you had a great one. And I don't understand how this man can even call out names when he hasn't done anything. So that's that on that one. And as far as Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, we'll see what happens. Right time. Wrestling and boxing forever. I'm out. Everybody, climb your ladder of success and reach for your championship, whatever it may be. I'm out. Right time. Wrestling and boxing forever.